Welcome to this episode of What's Crap on WhatsApp, the voice note show that investigates the crap shared in your WhatsApp groups. I'm Andisueme from podcasting company Volume.
And I'm Taryn Corey from Africa Check, the continent's leading fact-checking organization. Today we have 4 claims to dig into.
Does 100% of South Africa's HIV/AIDS funding come from the United States?
Has South Africa raised its retirement age to 70?
Has South Africa barred white-owned farms from agricultural export permits?
And can hot water infused with cloves provide a wide range of reproductive health benefits?
Time to investigate. The internet is abuzz with debate about US-South Africa relations. Controversial South African podcast host Gareth Cliff recently weighed in, claiming that all HIV-positive people in South Africa get their ARVs from the US.
I saw that. The post, shared with his nearly 2 million followers, has since been deleted, but screenshots of it and repetitions of the claim have been shared widely. Before we get into the facts, there's some context to unpack here. ARVs refer to antiretroviral medications, which can suppress the virus which causes HIV.
In January 2025, the US introduced a global pause on all foreign aid, including the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, or PEPFAR, a global HIV/AIDS prevention initiative.
That's right. Cliff was responding to the initial global aid freeze when he posted, "This disgraceful, useless, and incompetent government of ours in South Africa is now complaining because Trump has cut foreign aid, and it turns out 100% of our HIV-positive people get their ARVs from the US."
So, Taryn, what do the numbers show?
76% of the funding for HIV/AIDS programs is from South Africa. This is made up of 74% from the government and 2% from the private sector. PEPFAR accounts for 17%, and the Global Fund, an international fundraising partnership, accounts for 7%.
So the US contributes much less than 100%.
That's right. But this doesn't mean that South Africa's HIV/AIDS response will be unaffected. In 2023, representatives of legal advocacy group Section 27 expressed concern that planned South African budget cuts threaten the hard-won gains we have made and can make toward overcoming this epidemic.
However, the country can still provide ARVs as its HIV/AIDS programs are much more heavily funded by the South African government. The claim is crap.
Next up is a document suggesting that South Africa's official retirement age has been raised from 65 to 70 as of 1st January 2025.
Let's see. It looks to me like a genuine legislative document.
It does, but take a closer look at the header, Statutory Instrument 197 of 2024, and the legislation it contains is titled Public Service Amendment Regulations 2024 Number 3. Official legal document names can be intimidating and difficult to decipher, but these titles are proof that this document is unrelated to South Africa.
How so?
Well, an internet search for either of those titles returns Zimbabwean news articles about the legislation, which tie it to Zimbabwe and not South Africa. The search also returns the original document. However, there are other clues.
Yes, like the fact that South African legislation is published in numbered government gazettes, legal notices published by the government announcing legislative changes.
Also, 2 ministerial positions mentioned in the document, the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, and the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, do not exist in South Africa. The claim is crap. Next up is the sensational claim that white-owned farms are not allowed to export to the EU. It appears to be based on a news article published in 2023, which begins, "Farms that are too white will no longer be allowed to export to the UK and the EU."
The article asserts that the government has quietly published new rules for farmers obtaining permits for exporting various agricultural products. These regulations relate to the Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment, or BBBEE program, which aims to redress apartheid inequalities by increasing Black South Africans' participation in the economy.
That's right. South Africa did sign an Economic Partnership Agreement, or EPA, with the EU in 2016, and later an EPA with the UK. Under these EPAs, South Africa's Agriculture Department issues requirements for export permits every year. One of these requirements concerns the BBBEE status of the permit applicant.
I see. So the claims on social media are referring to these new requirements, claiming that compliance with BBBEE status has been made a primary factor in obtaining a permit, which would exclude many export farmers.
Exactly. But the Agriculture Department has clarified that the requirements are not new and that the agreement with the EU has been in place since 2016.
It also said that there is no threshold or level that an applicant must reach to be awarded a permit. The BBBEE status of the applicant is but one factor that must be considered in conjunction with all other factors. The claim is crap. Our last claim for the day instructs readers to soak cloves in hot water and drink the water. Drinking this infusion apparently has various sexual and reproductive health benefits.
Well, there is no source cited for any of these claims, which is already a red flag. But beyond being simply unproven, some of these are outright falsehoods.
Africa Check has previously debunked the claim that water infused with cloves can cure infertility. There is no evidence that cloves can cure any form of infertility, and if you have difficulty conceiving, you should consult a doctor.
Similarly, there is no evidence that clove-infused water restores menstruation. Amenorrhea, or an absence of a menstruation, may have many causes, and there is no reason that a single treatment could address all of them.
It's also a myth that the vagina can be tightened with herbal remedies. It is normal for the vagina to stretch during sexual intercourse, childbirth, or accommodate objects like tampons, but bearing damage. This is temporary. It does not permanently affect the tightness of the vagina.
Cloves have been used in traditional medicines in several countries, and some research has been done into whether they actually have reproductive health benefits. However, the results are inconclusive and extremely limited.
Even where the results are promising, most of this research has overwhelmingly been conducted on small groups of rats and other animals. This is poor evidence to determine the effects of a substance on human health.
The claim is crap. That's all the time we have for today. Now you know what's crap and what's not.
Your friends and family can sign up for our show over WhatsApp. The number is 082 709 3527. Make sure to save us as a contact in your phone and send us a message.
You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts, from Apple to Spotify. If you listen there, you'll find show notes and a link to the fact checks.
Remember that you can send us a WhatsApp message, a picture, video, link, or voice note that you need fact-checked. Just forward them to us on WhatsApp. Our theme song is composed by John Bartman. I'm Andisuame.
And I'm Taryn Curry. Bye for now.
Volume.